I am Ivan Michael C. Atienza of Batangas State University, Bachelor of Science Information Technology, and for today's video, I'll be answering activities in Chapter 9. This in CCNA, Routing and Switching, CCNA 1. So the title of the Chapter 9 is Transport Layer. So it is, I think it's about TCP and UDPs. So I'll define TCP and UDP. So there are two types of internet protocols or IP traffic. They are the TCP or the Transmission Control Protocol and UDP or the User Datagram Protocol. TCP is a connection oriented. Once a connection is established, data can be sent bidirectionally. UDP is much more simpler. It's connectionless internet protocol. As multiple messages are sent as packets in chunks using UDP. So that's the definition of TCP and UDP, and the protocols that uses TCP are HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP, and Telnet. UDP, the DNS, DHCP, TFTP, SNMP, RIP, VIOP. So now that we know a little bit about TCP and UDP, let's answer the activities. So we are going to look in the course index of the course. So let's go to chapter 9. Chapter 9, chapter 8. So here's chapter 9, transport layer, introduction. This is a class activity. So let's look for activity. Chapter 9.1.2 TCP UDP overview. So TCP UDP socket pairs there. I think this activity and the title of this activity is compare TCP and UDP characteristics. So let's open this page. So this activity is in page 9.1.2.10 and the title of the activity is TCP and UDP characteristics. So the instruction is drag each characteristics to its TCP or UDP delivery method. So we have here the characteristics like less overhead, fast transmission requirements, no acknowledgement receipt, guaranteed delivery or the delivery collection less, sequence message segments, no order delivery, flow control, and session establishment. So I'm going to answer this based on what I have read in chapter 9. Here's the delivery method, TCP and UDP. So let's try to answer it, and I hope I can get the correct answers. So less overhead, less, I think it's in the UDP. I'm going to drag it here. Connectionless is, I think, connectionless. Let's again, I think it's in UDP. And flow control is this flow control is in TCP, and no order delivery is in TCP2. Order delivery, but it's a guaranteed delivery. Wait, if TCP is guaranteed delivery, order deliveries in UDP. So session establishment is in here. TCP order delivery. Let's see, order delivery. If UDP is no order, then TCP is definitely an order delivery. Sequence message, so it's in TCP. Parts transmission requirements, UDP, and no acknowledgement receipt is here. No acknowledgement receipt. So let's check my answers and see if we got the correct answers. I hope that is correct. So it says correct. You have successfully matched each characteristics to its TCP or UDP delivery method. So we have answered this activity correctly, and now we'll proceed to the next activity. Look for another activity. So here, TCP UDP. Here in page 9.2.1.7, it says activity TCP connection and termination process. So let's open this. It's entitled TCP connection termination process. The instruction is drag each descriptor to its appropriate place in the image to illustrate the three-way handshake of a TCP establishment connection. So this is a three-way handshake of TCP establishment connection, and it requires the ACK, the SYN, ACK, and the SYN only. So if we send SYN, it will be sent SYN2. So if we send SYN ACK, it will send SYA ACK2. And the next lesson is if it sends ACK, so it will be received as a ACK. So let's check this. You have successfully illustrated the three-way handshake requirements of a establishment session. So this is for the TCP establishment session, a three-way handshake, and then there is a figure 2, which is a 4-step process of TCP termination session. So the instructions here is drag each descriptor, so it's the descriptor FIN and ACK. Drag each descriptor to its appropriate place in the image to illustrate a 4-step process of a TCP termination session. So we're going to drag FIN and ACK here. So if it sends FIN, it will receive as an FIN2. And after that, it will send a ACK, and it will receive as an ACK2. And next one is the FIN. It will be received as a FIN. And the last one is this A will send an ACK. It will receive that's an ACK. So that's what I think. I think that's the correct answer. And let's check. You have successfully illustrated the 4 steps process of a TCP termination session. So we have answered this. Let's try the next activity. I think this will be the last activity for this chapter. Video demonstration. Here, activity TCP and UDP or both. It is in page 9.2.4.4. So let's open this. TCP, UDP, or both. On the instructions, drag the application layer protocol to its transport layer delivery method. TCP, UDP, or both. So here is the application layer protocol, and we will transfer it here. TCP, UDP, or both. So let's answer it. Let's first put focus on TCP. I think HTTPs and TCP based on what I have said from the earlier part of this video. It has Telnet 2, the FTP, and the SNMP. So in the UDP, it has I have said early on, it's the VoIP, the IPTV, the FTP, and lastly I think it's the DHCP, and in the both is the DNS and SMTP. So let's review my answer. In the TCP, I have answered via HTTP, Telnet, FTP, SNMP, and the UDP I have placed there VoIP, IPTV, DHCP, TFTP, and in the both I have placed DNS and SMTP. So let's check if I have gotten the correct answer. So it says incorrect, have not successfully matched the application layer. So this code is wrong. I think I have mistaken this SNMP here. I got a little confused, so let's check. Oh, I've got so here. I got confused. Let's check. Correct, you have successfully matched the application layer protocols to the transport layer delivery. So I have managed to answer it correctly, even though I got it wrong on the first time. So those are the activities. I think let's check the course index. Conclusion those, yeah. So that was the last activity for chapter 9, and that's all, and thank you for watching.